Okay, as you can see, the inner rocker panel is pushed in slightly. I've gotten this portion already corrected.
Also, welcome back to Rick Steele Customs. This is part 3 of my series on how to restore T-boned side damage to a motor vehicle.
Still a very slight gap, but I'm suspecting that that'll come out when I pull this lower inner rocker panel. And I'm doing it with this come along puller. Still a bit of a gap here, but I haven't pulled here yet. Alright, now it's looking pretty good. Looking good. So now I just need to bend this little edge back up to match across the bottom. No big deal. Okay, if you're going to be doing some welding like I was telling you earlier around foam, you want to remove this stuff, get it completely out of the way. It's very flammable. You don't want your work to go up in flames. So I got all the rivets, spot welds rather, ground down. And this thing is ready to be test fitted. And I'm almost ready to weld it back up. Okay, now next step is I'm going to have to take out the spot welds for the fender. Probably going to have to cut the fender so I can pull it up and out of the way so I can put this portion behind this fender lip and then weld it. The fender is pretty messed up anyway. It's got some dings and stuff on it, which I'm going to have to straighten out. I'd rather not have to do it this way. Maybe I can get by if I cut a little bit more of this off. I can get it up against the inside lip. I'm going to try that first. This lip right here. Then I can weld it that way. But everything is lining up really, really well, as you can see. And to make it really easy, you can see this hole right here. There's a threaded hole. There's a threaded hole. That is for the handle. The handle mounting bracket right here. I'll be putting this back on before doing any welding. That will actually self-align this B-pillar post. So, a little bit more work to do. But it's got good seal contact. Good contact up here. Of course, I didn't hurt the fender gap. Fender gap is good. And I have not even adjusted the door at all. So, I do have to make my backing plate for right here. And my backing plate for right here. One tool you cannot do this job without: welder. Got all my gaps right. And it's nice and flush. Now I gotta cut the spot welds on the bottom of this quarter panel section. There's a spot weld right here, one right here, and one right there. So 3 spot welds. And then I can pull this back out and weld her back on. Now, if you remember the door, I actually took the marker and marked where the door was touching the quarter panel, here and here. As you can see, it's now perfect. Looking down the side, is all perfect. I got the B-pillar and rocker panel from a donor in the local junkyard. This is where I sectioned it. Cut it right here. Welded this piece in. This, I still have to weld it, but I'm not going to weld it until after I pull the quarter panel back out to where it needs to be. And then spot welded it back into its original location. Now these I can actually clean them up if I wanted to with some Bondo before priming and painting this rocker and B-pillar, but none of this is going to be seen, and it's really not that bad. It's nice and smooth to the feel. This I will clean up with some Bondo, a nice smooth skim coat. This is all nice and flush. And the door, no slamming necessary. You can hear the 2 clicks. And that's what you want. Perfection is always good, although time consuming. I'd say I'm about 30 hours counting going to the junkyard and cutting this B-pillar rocker panel off of the donor vehicle, cutting and all the spot welds from the original panel. This is where I grafted it in. In case you're wondering what these are, these plug welds are for a backing plate that runs from about right here to about right here. The thickness of this section here, and there's another plate here, another plate here, and another plate down below, and I still have to weld along this seam here, and I still have to weld this lower pinch weld. And then I'll remove the doors again, hopefully for the final time. And I will paint this entire panel. I will paint this entire quarter panel. I'm going to take out all of the little hail dings, and I'll just repaint the whole side. I'll paint the doors off the truck. I'll take the door panels off, the moldings off, the trim off, the door handles off, the mirror off. The only thing I'm going to leave, and I hate to do it, but I'm going to leave the side moldings on, because if I go to peel these off, I'm going to wrinkle up and destroy the chrome, so I don't want to do that. And unless it gets damaged again, you're never going to know, because it's going to be white underneath that molding.
Actually, guys, I decided to go ahead and do it the correct way. I did remove the door moldings, front and back, and the Denali emblem, and I did it successfully without damaging the chrome whatsoever. You can go ahead and check my other video content to see how that was done.
I am going to remove the Denali emblem. I've already got a new one on order. And I'll respray the fender. And it has very little as far as hail damage. There's one little one right there, one little one here, and here, and a few along here. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that fender, and I'm going to do the hood too. The hood I'll remove and probably paint it on some other day, but that's definitely going to be repainted and saved. But yeah, if you look at the first video, you'll see just how badly damaged this section was. You could get your actual arm between the door and this rocker panel. It was pretty bad. But I got it all pulled out. I got it all straightened up. Pinch weld is nice and crimped and all welded. So basically it'll be like it was never hit. And I doubt anybody will ever be able to tell it was hit and repaired. And that's the kind of job you want. Something that nobody can tell. Not even another body guy. I have a rocker panel, a pair of rocker panels on Craigslist right now. The guy wants $300 for them. And they're the ones with the outer chrome stripe, like on the driver's side. He wants $300 for both sides. They are both perfect. And I figure I can buy them. He wants $300, so I figure I'll buy them and see if I can't get him down to 2.
I meant to say not rocker panel, but the running boards.
And then I'll list the driver's side on eBay, and I'll wind up making money on it. I'll probably get $350 or $400 shipped. So that'll be a plus. One of the things that I'm going to point out to you guys in case you're going to do this type of job, the seatbelt anchor mounting point right here. This component here, this B-pillar, is actually comprised of 3 different pieces. The seatbelt mounting point was welded to this section here. It's sandwiched in the middle, and I did not remove the spot welds from it, so it was connected to this outer section. This donor section, I aligned it by using the different color paint in the center of the circle here and here. On the inside, underside of here is just a primer color that you can see sticking out right here. So if you align this outer section to the section underneath and then crimp it with some vice grips and then weld it, you will have a perfect alignment. And that's extremely important. And again, it's very easy to tell the difference because of the different color paints. You just center that different color paint perfectly in the center here, and here, and right here, and right here. And then you bolt it on with this bolt, and it'll actually hold it in place as well. But then you crimp it with the vice grips to pinch the pieces together, because when you pry this apart, you actually separate and bend this a little, and then you can just tap it back down after you get the first crimp done, and just tap it completely flush with the hammer and dolly. And don't forget to weld across the bottom. And I've already rebuilt the passenger seat. If you'll remember from the first video, the airbag had deployed, ripping a hole in the side of the seat. I picked up a replacement seat over at the junkyard, and that one was $78. And the back portion was absolutely perfect. The bottom actually had tears, but the bottom of the original seat had no tears. So I separated the skin from the seat frame, which the seat frame is right here. This came out of a 2011, and it's different from the 2012, which is why I had to do that. This seat comes with heated and cooled seats, and the cooling mechanism was completely different. So that's actually the seat I got from the junkyard. The only thing I salvaged off of it was the seat cover. But the seat now, it looks actually like brand new, because I've already reconditioned it. I cleaned it and made it look actually like new. It's really good shape now. I'm gonna have to do the same thing to the driver's seat to make it match. And the center console lid has these wear-through cracks. I just ordered a new outer skin cover just for the center console lid, and it was very, very cheap. It was only 13 bucks. I bought that on eBay, and then when it gets here, I'll just remove the lid, remove this outer cover, and remove this center section here, and there's a bottom portion here that I'm going to have to remove, and that's just held together with some screws along here, here, and then you just fold the cover up and underneath. Probably have to use a staple gun, staple it, and then put your cover back on, put your screws back in, and it'll hold it securely in place. It looks exactly like the original with the same stitching here, so it's not going to be held too much with staples. The stitching actually form fits it to the console lid. But anyway, so I got to cut those welds and get back to work so I can pull my rocker panel back out. Next time you see this gap right here will be gone. And then I can begin doing a little bit of skim coat Bondo right here and take out any dings that are in the doors and get those ready for paint. Anyway, no more dents. No more dents and nice gaps. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Here's the seat for the passenger side. Again, this is the side the airbag was on that blew. Again, this leather seat cover here is from the 2011 Denali that I found in the wrecking yard for 78 bucks. But again, it had the ripped lower section, so this is out of the 2012. So I had to combine two different seats to make one perfect seat. And as you can see, the lower quarter panel, the gap has now been taken care of. So all that remains to be done is a little bit of body work with some Bondo. And I will take out this dent from the backside after loosening up and or maybe even removing the inner fender well. I also bought a new rear suspension, new shocks,
and a new air compressor for the rear suspension. Yeah, as you can see here, it's good. I mean, got a little bit of rubber sticking out. And I did remove the door moldings. The door moldings came out unscathed. The chrome is perfect on them. And these are about $200 a piece used. And they came out perfect. So I will be able to add new 3M tape to them and paint them and reinstall them. If you want to see how I got those off without damaging them, please take a look at my other video. I'll show you exactly how to do it. And if you want to see what it's going to sound like with a Flowmaster muffler, subscribe, hit the bell icon, give me a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. This is a lot of time-consuming effort into editing and uploading these videos for you guys. But in any case, that's going to be it for this episode of Rick Steele Customs. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't have a good day, have a great day. Got a lot more to come on this Denali. A lot more.